Hey explorers, it's Jessica, and today on Exploring the Local Life, I'm going to talk to you about something that's actually difficult for me to talk about and something I've been wanting to talk about for years now that we've been on the road, and it is about keeping your faith as you travel and as you RV across America. Now while I'm doing this video, I'm also going to be making cookies for the kids and making myself a tea. So it's going to be kind of like a day in the life / I'm talking to you type of video. Kind of like you're hanging out with me in your RV and we're having this conversation. So I don't know how many of you guys know, but we are Christians, and way back in the day before I was married, I used to be a greeter at a church. And then when we got married, I stopped greeting, but we still went to church, and then we eventually moved to Florida, and we went to church there as well. And you know, when you think about RVing and RV life, it does mean that you well, you're selling your house, right? If you're full-timing, or maybe you're renting it out, but your idea is to be out on the road for an extended period of time. You know, you're not sure when you're going to stop. And if you have these connections, if you have that community, you have that church family, you know, it could be kind of difficult, scary to leave. And I've read this, and, you know, there's been concerns that I've heard from people, that sense of connection, that sense of family that you have at your church. So this is something that people, you know, are concerned about, leaving that family behind, leaving, you know, especially if you're really involved in your church, you do volunteer work, you do things like that. You know, it can be a big step, a big move to do that, and it could be scary. And I just wanted to tell you, as somebody who was involved in the church, we would go as a family all the time, you know, there's ways to still be connected to a community. It can be your church community, and it can also be with just attending church. And I think the biggest thing that you have to do is you need to look at it a little bit differently. Just like everything else with your life, it's gonna be different. Maybe instead of going to your home church every Sunday, you know, you go when you go back home, right? Any opportunity you can. If they have online services, watch online. It's, you know, technology is there for you, right? And also there are RVers on the road that do have services while they're on the road. They're involved in community outreach projects. There are some families that are on the road and they're doing ministry work on the road. And I think the biggest thing that you have to also consider and think about is that when you're on the road, you're going to be impacting different people, right? Your outreach might actually be a lot bigger. You know, we have this YouTube channel. I can't get these cookies back in, but we have this YouTube channel. We're on social media. We're on Facebook. We're on all these things. And, you know, I think the biggest impact that we've had with people sharing our faith has been meeting people on the road that maybe, you know, they're not going to be going to church. They're not going to be involved in that way. And with Robert and I just being ourselves, sharing the love of Christ with people at a campfire, you know, letting them know our beliefs and stuff, they can see Christ working in us. And by that, we're ministering to a lot more people than we actually did when we were at church, you know. We're reaching a lot of people. So I want you to consider the fact that if this is something that's in your heart, then maybe it's not just in your heart for you, then maybe it's in your heart because that is, you know, the path that you're supposed to take, that's how you would be ministering, that's how you would be sharing the faith, keeping your faith, as you meet other people, as you instill that love of Christ to others, or whatever your faith may be. You know, for us as Christianity, you know, that's what we're sharing with people. And we're not, you know, hitting people over the head with Bibles, and we're not, you know, shaming people. We're just bringing our life and who we are and how we keep, you know, some people say like, wow, you guys had such a great attitude. Your truck broke down. Stuff doesn't always go right, because it doesn't, and that we've always, we keep the faith, we and people see that in us, and that is why. It is because of that relationship that we have with Christ, and it is with us keeping the faith, even though we're on the road, even though we're not going to church every Sunday. It doesn't need to be always inside a building. It doesn't always have to be every Sunday. And if you do need that connection, like I said, watch online. Maybe you find other campers, search online. There are people of faith that are also RVing, that you guys can get together on Sundays if that's a really important day for you, or just other times to have like Bible study, or to just talk about it. Do that. And if you don't find people, start one, invite people, talk about it, be open with it. And this is a hard video for me to do, because even for us, and I'm saying, me and us and whatever, a lot of times when I do speak, I'm not saying I'm speaking for Robert, but I know that his feelings are, similar to mine. So a lot of times I say we and I, and interchangeably. It's something that we've thought about and struggle with, like, how is us doing this, because part of being a Christian is to share the love of Christ with others, and how are we doing that, because we are so untraditional in every way, shape, or form. So how do we do that, and how do we bring it to people that are not at church, people that are, whatever. But I think when you show up with love and kindness, and, you're real with them, I think, that's very powerful. And, I've never had anybody, even people that we've shared our faith with, that don't necessarily share those, don't believe the same as us or whatever. And we've prayed for people that aren't even, we've prayed for atheists and stuff. And I've never had anybody, get upset about that or offended about that or whatever. I mean, they may tell me like, oh, I'm an atheist, or I don't believe that, or whatever, and that's fine. But I've never had anybody say anything negative to me about me, doing something out of love and kindness. I'm not doing it to shame anybody, or, I'm doing it because I genuinely feel that prayer is a powerful thing, and that it works, and that, that's a fantastic way to help somebody and to comfort somebody. And, so for me, I think because of the way we are, and I think you guys watching the channel, and, if you've met us in person or whatever, you know that there's no ulterior motive. We really just want people to feel that love of Christ, and to, in that, hopefully then want to seek Him, and if they don't, well, at least they've met somebody that is willing to put themselves out there, just like with this video, which is very difficult, because there are people that sometimes don't believe and aren't kind in expressing that they don't believe or whatever, so it can be difficult. But I think the fact that Robert and I are real, we don't put up any pretenses or whatever, like, this is what you get. You're going to meet us in person, this is exactly what you're going to get. And I think that's really powerful. So I didn't even turn on my stove here. Why is that doing that? I'm going to try another burner. We've been burning that propane pretty strong. Anyway, so with us being real, with us sharing love and prayer and whatever people need from us, I think that's really powerful. And I want to encourage you that if you're like a person of faith and you're not sure how you're going to be able to take that on the road with you, just remember, faith is in you already. That connection, you can get it via modern methods. You can get it via meeting with other people at campfires. You can visit other churches. When you go back home, go back to your home church. There's many ways, and for us it's watching online, and it is just hanging out with everybody and sharing the love of Christ that we have with everybody that's out there. And it has really helped us on this journey. It has helped us on those really crappy days. And of course, when we meet people, or when we talk to people, or we get messages from people, and they're talking about how we inspire them, and we talk about, our positivity, all these things, I think really show, and of course we know that when we're talking to people, we're being loving and gentle and kind, and I think by that we're sharing our faith with others. So yeah, I didn't really take any notes, and I didn't really plan this because I wanted to speak from the heart, and hopefully it didn't come out like a big mess of jumbled words, but you know, it is something that I feel very emotional about, something that has been on my heart forever, and it's always been something with like, hey, we're exploring the local life, and you know, we usually don't talk about our faith on social media and stuff like that because it can be misinterpreted, and that is not what I want. You know, I want people to see us and know us, and to know that we are Christians, but we're not going to be doing all those things that some people just really I don't want to say don't like Christians for, but you know what I'm talking about. And just to show you that, you know, you can bring the faith, you can be a person of faith, hit the road, and still, you know, affect people's lives in a positive way by you living this life and just being real and sharing the love of Christ. Now I'm going to make my tea. I think these cookies are about done. So I hope that this encouraged you to follow your heart, follow the path that has been laid out before you, even if it's different, even if it's weird. Just know that you can have an impact on other people's lives for the better, positively. You can affect your own faith, your own life, just by being out. You know, I think something that sometimes holds people back as well is, you know, thinking that maybe you can only connect with God, you know, in a building or something like that. And, you know, that's, if you've ever been up on a mountain, looking at another mountain, or you've been, you know, on the ocean, near the ocean and everything, you could, at least I can, you know, and hopefully you can too, but that can be, you know, you could appreciate creation and just have that connection with the creator of all, you know. And I know that some people say, hey, this is my church, this is whatever, and you know, I can understand that. You know, I've been in the water before and just, you know, started singing and all these things because of that connection, and just I don't know, it's a beautiful thing. So I just want you to think about that, and just know that that's where Robert and I are coming from. And you know, if you ever meet us or whatever, feel free to talk with us about it, whether you believe or not. You know, we like to talk to people of everything, all kinds of people. That's another reason why we're on this journey. But again, hope this encourages you, helps you, and hit the like button if you liked it. Any comments or questions below. Daniel's having a little bit of a cough situation back there. But yeah, and if you want to subscribe to our channel, please hit the bell subscription. And yeah, that's all. I will catch you all later. Thanks. Bye.